Great. Me and my big mouth. Anyway, what's up, y'all? I'm back here with that double upload. I promise. Well, to be honest, I should have asked for a bigger number because I didn't expect for it to be this quick. I mean, I knew it was gonna be quick, but I know it'd be this quick. So, I guess if it would have been this quick, I should have asked for a bigger light goal. Why did I say 6? Anyway, I already promised y'all another part to it, so here it is. Anyway, let me just get going. Let me stop rambling. Anyway, dark was the night on the city. There traveled a rude soldier called Ogre. He was just as crooked as they come. One night he came across a hooded figure limping down the street. When he bumped into Ogre, he took exception to this. Hey, Ogre said, making the hood figure stop. Even rats have more manners than you. Oh, the mighty ogre, the hooded man said in a shivering voice. Forgive me. Listen, I need your help with something. What might it be? Ogre asked. The hooded man looked at all sides. I'm sorry, but we can't talk here. Can we do it somewhere more private? Ogre gestured his hand and led the hooded man to a secluded alleyway. Since they were alone, once they were alone, Ogre returned to the man in the hood. Alright, old timer, what do you want? My life has been unbearable, the hooded man said. My mother was killed on a hunting trip. My father was murdered by a trusted advisor. And my loved one has been taken by pirates. I don't know if I can keep going on like this. I need you to end my misery now. Seriously? Ogre asked. Look, pal, I ain't going to kill you just because you said so. It'll ruin all the fun. He started to turn around. If you want to die, try jumping off a cliff or something. Don't get someone else to do it for you. Wait. I got money, the hooded man said. I heard you'd do anything for the right price. Ogre stopped for a second and turned back. The hooded man nervously held up a white bag. Ogre took it and looked inside of it. He smiled at the gold coins. Are you satisfied? The hooded man asked. Am I? Ogre replied. He then pulled out his sword, ramming it into the hooded man's chest, removing it with blood splattering from the wound. As the hooded man fell, Ogre smiled again. Does this answer your question? He then opened the bag of coins again. Now then, let's see how much He stopped when something entered his nose that was peculiar. What the? That was a strange smell he didn't expect to sense. He followed the sweet smell into the bag where the gold coins were. He then pulled out a coin and noticed the wrapping. Once he removed it, it appalled at what he found. He was very angry. Chocolate? Chocolate? Ogre asked behind a growl. Is this chocolate? Yeah, amazing what passes for gold at first glance. Ogre froze for a moment when he realized the voice was coming from right behind him. When the hooded man lay down, but when he turned, it wasn't a dead man in a hood. It was a man in a red suit taking off his hood. What the? Ogre asked in surprise. How? Good thing you don't have Bambi, the Lion King, or Princess Bride in this world, Deadpool said. Otherwise, you would have seen through my lie. What are you? Ogre asked. Alright, I should explain, Deadpool said. You see, my group got a request from this woman. According to her, you had been taking bribes from some oil tycoon into pinning his crimes on someone else. including her fiance. I can't speak. Now, my commander, Akane, is taking care of the oil guy. So, that means I got you all to myself, big boy. You mean you're from Night Raid? Ogre growled in anger. I get it now. You you must have some kind of imperial arms that make you hell. Sorry, Shrek, Deadpool said. But all I'm hearing is kill me, Deadpool. I deserve it. It's too bad. I'm gonna have to leave my husband a widow. That's it! Ogre shouted. He swung his sword. Hold up. He swung his sword, but Deadpool dodged it. Then Deadpool pulled out his gun and plunged it deep into the exposed part of Ogre's armor. Ogre began to panic, but it was too late for him to move before Deadpool pulled the trigger several times. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, and this is my second favorite kind of banging. Eventually, Deadpool stopped letting Ogre limp backwards. He tried to reach out to his attacker, but eventually, Ogre fell backwards. As soon as his body impacted the ground, Deadpool looked up to see Leone smiling from the rooftop. He climbed up to meet her. Been waiting long? Deadpool asked. Me and Akane just finished killing off the oil guy. The guy's lucky he got killed by two hot babes. Anyway, that we just I suggest that we just stop what we was doing, come over and see what you was doing. But Akane didn't want to. I get the sense she doesn't like me very much. Don't worry about it, Wilson, Alani said. Look, when Akane was a kid, she and her sister were sold to the military. They were a part of a group of special kids trained to be elite assassins. Very few survived the process, and Akane was one of them. Especially with her imperial arms, you're the first person to ever survive being cut by it. I guess she didn't know how to respond to that. What is this imperial arms? I keep hearing it everywhere. Basically, they're the most powerful weapons in the world, Alana explained. A long time ago, the first emperor commissioned the creation of 48 relics of great power to secure the empire's strength. He collected the strongest materials, hired the best scientists, slain the most powerful danger beasts to create them in many forms. However, there was a civil war, and about half of the imperial arms were lost. Some of them, remaining ones, are in the empire's hands, and some of them are with us. Just about everyone has one, and Night Raid has one. Really? Deadpool asked. Well, yeah, my imperial arms, Leone, Leone, you know what I'm trying to say, Lion, whatever it is, grants me increased strength and animal senses. And Bolek, uh, Lumbok, Limbok, Lumbo, the green nigga, fuck, has razor thin threads that he uses on anyone called crosstail. I think that's how they call it, crosstail. And Bolek's armor and Curcio increases physical abilities and can turn invisible. Mine's Pumpkin has a powerful blast. Shell's a master with her giant scissor, and Akane's Imperial arms can kill anyone with just a cut. She looked at Deadpool. Well, almost anyone. I guess Deadpool said before noticing something. Both him and Leone looked down on the street. The Deadpool came from and saw Ogre slowly getting back up with great effort. He was clutching his gun wound tightly as he growled in anger. Looks like you missed a spot, Leone said. Don't worry, Al. She stopped when Deadpool threw something small and landed right next to Ogre. The corrupted captain looked at the object and saw a hand grenade without a pin. Oh shit, Ogre growled out before it went off. The entire alleyway was drowning within a big boom of fire. I had a spare grenade just hanging on my belt, Deadpool said innocently. What was what was I to do without it? Is it weird that I found that kinda hot? Leone asked with a grin. Well, it's hot already, Deadpool said. But back to the Imperial arms. If each has a special ability, what's the most powerful? It depends on the user or the circumstances, Leone said. To answer your question, though, according to the boss, it's the one that gives one control over ice. Apparently, she fears that more than anything else. Ooh, sounds big, Deadpool said. You have no idea, Leone said. Say, I've been meaning to ask. Hmm? This thing you have with Lady Death, how does that relationship work again? Well, I only got to see her for a few moments when I was super close to death. Until I can find a way to die forever, we can't actually be together. I guess that's one reason why she finds me attractive. So you're not dating as long as you're alive, Leone asked. And you're free to go out with whoever you like while you're alive. She, she never made any complaints before, Deadpool answered. Good to know, Leone said, right before she pounced, taking him by surprise. She mounted herself on Deadpool and leaning her head to his. She removing his mask, revealing his scarred face. Are you sure about this? Deadpool asked. Most ladies in my world say I'm not much of a looker. Hey, it's not like I'm looking for love, at least. Not anymore, not yet anyway. Leone said, I'll I'll still like to know you first. I told you, my Imperial arms give me animal instincts. And seeing tremendous display of which tremendous display really got my blood pumping. What do you say? I say, Deadpool said with a smile, party at my room tonight. In a distant land, there was what once a large, vast rebellion base was now a destroyed wasteland of ice and snow. The entire compound was trapped in a glacier, and at the center of all was a woman in a white military uniform with long blue hair. She was having her feet worshipped by a proud hero amongst the rebellions who now had been reduced to behaving like a dog. Bored with him, she kicked him so hard in his head it killed him. And she picked up a golden gauntlet with six rock shaped cavities at the top of the hand region. Now, what's your story? She thought to herself. Right when I finally dominated this pathetic excuse of a rebellion camp, you suddenly appeared from the sky. I don't know why, but I'm curious about this. That's when an Imperial soldier approached her. General Estef, he greeted. We just got orders from the capital. His Majesty has requested your presence immediately. All right then, Estef said as she stood up with the golden gauntlet held firmly in her hand. Pack your things, men. We're heading home. And so, with that, I'm going to end it right there. Now, I want y'all to do this in the comments. Now that you know that the Infinity Gauntlet is going to be in the story, what do you think will happen? I would like to see y'all's suggestions or stories, and I will see if I will want to add them to it or not. And so, with that being said, I'm out. Peace.